What's going on, guys? Art Dude Saz here. You can just call me Saz. Today is when I turn 24. Actually, not today. I'm recording this a day before my birthday. I turn 24 tomorrow, Sunday the 15th. Today's the 14th. And I thought that it'd be nice to do a sort of channel update as well as a Q&A session for, drawing, how I got started drawing, what I learned from running this channel, will I or won't I continue with art, and things like that. Just I think it's an important milestone for me to update people on, considering I'm going to be 24 tomorrow, and I've been doing this art stuff for 2.5 years. So moving on to the main point is I turn 24 tomorrow. This channel was created in March, so it's been about 6 months, a little over 6 months, and I've learned a lot of things running this channel. What I learned is a lot of video editing stuff. If you compare my early videos to my later videos, my audio balancing is much better, my scripts are much better, the way I approach these videos is just much better in general. I used to make a lot of rambly videos. I used to make a lot of long-winded videos, but as I get more experience with writing scripts for my drawing tutorials, for my art book overviews, or for my manga overviews, I've learned how to edit faster, how to even draw faster, and just in general become a better YouTuber as a result of that. And I think it's very important that I started a YouTube channel, because it's taught me a lot of things, and it's, it helps get me out there. Everyone should start a YouTube channel because everyone has something important to say, despite maybe someone thinking they don't. But anyways, moving on. What type of content do I want in the future? I don't really have a lot of innovative ideas for the YouTube channel. I'm not really a creative person, despite me picking art as a career. I've been experimenting. I'm doing art book overviews. I'm doing manga overviews and reviews, right? You've seen that. I'm doing a lot of speed drawings. I really like speed drawing stuff. Recently, I've been experimenting with my YouTube shorts a little bit here and there, and I'm gonna segue that a little bit later. I'd like to do some hand drawing stuff where I point the camera at the screen. But rest assured, it's all going to be art stuff, and it's all going to be art related. There's not going to be any gaming channel, gaming videos on here. There's not going to be any political talks or things like that in the future. I just want to showcase my journey the best that I can and help other people who are struggling in their art career, or they're just dabbling in art and they need a head start on where they want. That's what I want my channel to be. And segueing into short form versus long form content is, I mentioned earlier, I've been doing YouTube shorts. And my thing with YouTube shorts is, I think it's all brain rot, TikToks, Instagram Reels, Facebook Watch, YouTube shorts. And a lot of people make content exclusively for YouTube shorts, and other people just cut up their videos into 60-second formats. And of course, if you've got a 3-hour documentary, it's basically impossible to condense 3 hours into 60 seconds. But what I'm doing is, even for my longer videos, I usually have some sort of recap at the end, or some sort of recap or some sort of introduction in the beginning. And so I just take that and I cut it down to 60 seconds. I re-edit the music and I introduce it through YouTube Shorts. And by doing that, I'm not locking exclusive content behind the Shorts platform, and I'm not forcing people to exclusively watch my normal long videos. And recently I've been experimenting with shorter lengths for my videos overall. Instead of doing a 30-minute art book overview, I'm just showing the pages, I'm talking a little bit, and that's it. So a lot of experimentation going on, a lot of things to consider, but I'll continue doing shorts in the meantime. I'll probably upload a short alongside a normal video, because usually I upload weekly or bi-weekly. So I'll usually upload one video, whether it's a speed drawing, art book overview, manga overview, or or things like that, and I'll upload a short alongside it, because I don't want to spam the feed with shorts, even though everyone says that shorts are the best thing to do to keep yourself in the algorithm. I don't really care about likes or comments or things like that, right? I just upload it and people watch it, they watch it. If I help even one person, I think that's important. So moving on to the next one is deleting versus letting videos stay up. I've deleted a lot of videos. The first video on my channel is not my first video. I had a separate YouTube channel quite I think a year ago, and you know, I was experimenting a lot, and then I created this channel because I wasn't that skilled at art yet. So now I'm staying with this channel. But if you see a video and then you watch it and you come back and it's in your deleted, it's in your watch later and it's deleted, that just means I deleted it, right? Because I might not agree with the quality, or I got better equipment, or I found something better to do with the video. So don't be surprised. I like deleting videos. I like deleting my posts sometimes. So that's basically my thoughts on that. Moving on to the art in general. So I want to move on to the editing side, the drawing side, and the equipment I use. I use Davinci Resolve, the free version. It's quite taxing on my computer. I have a HP ZBook 15 G3, so that's from 2016. I got it when I was a freshman as a gift, and I've been using it ever since. It's quite old. I probably need to open it up and clean some stuff out, but it runs well for the most part, I guess. It's kind of dying, but that's my computer editing, Davinci Resolve. I think it's on 18 or 19, the version right now. Fantastic program. You can change the workflow to match like the Mac editing software or like Sony Vegas or whatever, and it's not super complicated. You just need to look up a little bit of tutorials. Even if you're just simple editing, I think Davinci Resolve is the best on the market, and I've tried a lot of other programs like Shotcut, and I can't remember the rest, but they all kind of failed me, and Davinci Resolve is where it's at. For drawing software, I use Autodesk Sketchbook. I used the free version before they got bought out. So if you go online, you can find, I think the company itself uploaded a version of their software before they got bought out, and it's got all the Copic markers and stuff on there. I use Autodesk Sketchbook because it's simple, it's nice. I'm not doing complicated paneling and things like that. For the first 8 months, I did Photoshop, and Photoshop was cool, I guess, but it's very complicated for me, and I like Autodesk. I messed with Clip Studio Paint. I might move to Clip Studio Paint in the future, probably not, but right now Photoshop or Autodesk Sketchbook, I'm sorry, is where it's at. Very simple, very intuitive, not too hard to learn, and I'm still learning how to use it to this day. Drawing tablets, for this main one that I use sitting at the desk, I have a Gaomon Gaomon PD156 Pro. I bought that in 2021. I've been using it for 2.5 years. I have no issues with it. It was a pain to set up initially, but that's mainly because of Windows being a pain. And there's a lot of desync between the cursor and the drawing pen itself when you get to the outer edges, but besides that, it's very big, it's very useful, and I like it a lot. For my tablet back there, some of the drawings I've done, speed drawings, I have a Samsung Galaxy S6 Tab Lite, the 2022 version. Very powerful, fantastic for drawing on the go. Sometimes I do that when I'm not holed up in my apartment 24 hours a day. There's Autodesk Sketchbook on there as well, but the pen pressure, you can't really customize your pen pressure in there, so I might have to look for an alternative app. The S Pen it feels nice to draw. I have a matte screen protector, or a matte screen protector on mine, so it makes it drawing a little bit better. So moving on, my social media approach. I have a Twitter. I do community posts on YouTube, and that's mainly where it's gonna stay at. I don't want a Discord. I don't want a Facebook. Of course, you know, It depends on in the future whether I want to extend my platforms or not, but I've been looking into making a website to showcase my drawings. But I think Twitter and doing YouTube community posts, because that's where my main interests are, is YouTube and Twitter. Twitter, of course, is a cesspool of toxicity and stupidity, but it's the best way to get your art out there, even if all my followers are bots, right? And YouTube, because right, that's where I make my videos, that's where I make my platform, that's where I make my community posts. So I post more of my artwork both on YouTube and Twitter. I have no interest in making like a YouTuber Discord or whatever. I don't want that, so don't look forward to that. My thoughts on not safer work versus safer work content. I've kind of grappled with this for a little bit, for a while actually, ever since I started drawing, is should I enter NSFW versus sticking to SFW, right? So NSFW is where the money's at, obviously, but I feel like I'm not skilled enough to do that yet. Like I feel like it's a little bit arrogant for me to say, but there are people with way worse drawing skills that make a crap ton of money simply because they hyperfixate on a certain niche, or they hyperfixate on a certain topic or group, and that's what makes them money. And a lot of the times that's all they focus on, and they ignore their safer work side. And obviously there's a debate between audiences, right? So my thought is I would like to go into dabbling a little bit into that in the future, possibly next year, but I'm not gonna really like I don't it's difficult. I'm not gonna make it full-time NSFW, right? I want to do a mix of both. I think that's the best approach. Moving on to how I got started in art. I started drawing in 2021. I was working at a car wash, and I worked there for 6 months. I stacked up my cash and then I quit. But before I quit, I bought a Wacom Intuos, the Bluetooth one, for like $100. But I didn't really like it. It's just a black thing with sensors on it. There's no screen on it. I had a horrendous time drawing on it. So I waited till my tax return in 2022, and I bought my Gaumon PD156 Pro, and it's been under wraps ever since, right? I've been drawing for 2.5 years. Started in February 2022. But like what made me get into art is manga. I read a lot of manga. Like I think my first manga I read since high school, besides, Dragon Ball and Bleach and stuff like that, I don't really like shonen anymore, but was Saotomi Senshu. I found it on TikTok. I was on TikTok back in 2022, and I read that and I was like, dang, this is pretty good manga. And that's what got me into reading like My Girl, Sing Yesterday for Me, Okumo-chan Flashback, Mystery Girlfriend X, and things like that. So I mainly just stick to seinen stuff. I really don't like the high school aspect, but Satomi Senshu isn't really a high school manga despite it being set in a high school. And that's basically it. I got fed up of doing nothing all day after quitting my job, so I wanted something that I can make some money off of, hopefully in the future, and something I can leave my, I want to leave some sort of mark on the world. And my number one reason was I hated working under someone else. I hate working for a boss or whatever. I want to be my own boss, set my own schedule, take my own days off. So that's basically it. Moving on is probably the most important topic here, is why the way I approach art is not viable, why nobody should do it, and why I'm working to change that. And this will be probably a separate video. I think I'll do like a separate video on that topic. Is when I first started in 2022, I only did work studies, like work. I started like 1 week sessions where I would study the nose, the mouth, the eyes, the face, blah 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 blah, and that's not enough time for me to like evaluate how to do something. And because I didn't really know how to learn, that first year was really me learning how to learn. I made a lot of mistakes as a result. I was drawing like 8 hours a day. I was just studying, but I never got anywhere because I never paced myself, right? And I ignored certain topics like perspective and fundamentals like shading and things like that until late into my first and second year, or first and early into my second year. So I burnt out quite heavily, And I burnt out quite heavily during the first year and during the second year too. Just recent this year, it's 2.5 years. I took a break in January, and that didn't really work. I took a break during the last 2 weeks of January, I think, and I burnt out again in around March, April. Took a month off, and that really helped. And I've been really burnt out ever since. Ever since I took a break in April, even though the break didn't really help. And now I'm kind of getting back into it. Usually I draw maybe 4 or 5 days a week. Pure studies or just pure personal projects, and that was my main problem as well. Is I didn't really do personal projects. I only did studies, and that really hurt me in the long run because I'm not able to express my creativity. And just recently, I've taken an interest into the Borderlands like comic book style-esque things, not like the actual game itself, but like the intro cinematics, intro and outros where they show the still images. Like, I'm really interested in that. And because of that, I've been more interested in drawing as a result, because I've been seeing a lot of failure with my like anime and manga drawings, because I'm not really that passionate about drawing manga, but I'm passionate about reading it. So it just requires a different approach, and I'm going to go more into that in a future video. That kind of segues into why I prefer black and white versus color. I feel like color kind of ruins the image of the drawing. When I can see like the energy when I see a black and white image. There are so many scenarios you can tackle in black and white that you can't really tackle in color. I feel you have to get creative, and there's a lot of things that don't really match with color but there are things that you can do in black and white that make the image stand out with minimal shading, with the gray tones and black and whites. And I've been incorporating more unique styles of shading in my own artwork as well, with cross hatching, stippling, scribbling, normal hatching, solid blacks, gray tones as well. But I am studying color. I will study color, but it's not a priority for me. My favorite subjects to study, draw, versus subjects I hate. I like anatomy. I like anatomy. I like drawing humans. Don't really like drawing buildings. I like drawing interiors of rooms and such. I just did a 1-month study on interiors and outside buildings, and night and day difference. I like drawing interiors. I hate calculating every single window in a building, and I know all the techniques. Like, no one needs to tell me. I don't know. I know how to do it. It's just tedious. It loses its gesture, and it loses like the looseness, because of course you can incorporate gestures into perspective through, building perspective and environmental perspective, but I have a hell of a lot more fun drawing environments like trees and grass and things like that, and water, than I do drawing just standard buildings. And I have even more fun drawing interiors, but mainly character design, clothing, I guess, anatomy, drawing humans, arms, legs, mouth, face, hands. Basically all I want to draw. But of course, what I want to draw is not necessarily what's best for me, so I frequently do studies on things that I don't like drawing to understand and expand my viewpoint. Like, pretty soon here I'll probably do like a 1 month or 2 month study on animals like dogs and cats, and I'll probably do another study on color and things like that. So things that aren't really that interesting for me, I still go out of my way to draw. Current thoughts on my art and my art progress. Like I said, it's been a slow year for me. Really burnt out heavily this year. Usually, like I said, I usually draw 4 or 5 days, 3 to 4 hours every day, but been recently very burnt out and trying to get back into the swing of things. I think this year I drew maybe 2 or 3 days a week, barely 2 hours. And it's kind of helped a little bit because I'm able to, get my mojo back and understand what goes wrong, and to formulate a plan of attack when it comes to my art style and things that I want to prioritize in my art style. But I feel like I've made a lot of progress, but at the same time, I feel like I've made no progress, if that makes sense. I feel like if I really was super serious this year, not that I'm not serious about it, but if I was like really, really, really focused up, I would be in a far better place skill wise, but maybe worse mentally wise. So it's always a constant battle between mental and physical and things like that. Last topic is, will I or won't I continue with art, and will I or won't I continue with the YouTube channel? Answer is, I will continue with my art and I will continue with my YouTube channel. I've kind of resigned myself to being an artist. I really don't have anything else to do. Whether that sounds like a good thing or a bad thing is up to the interpreter. I personally don't really have any skill in anything else. I hate working a normal 9 to 5 under a boss, and you know, I have a lot of support from my family and my friends as well. So, well, not a lot of support. I just have support in general. You know, everyone's doing their own thing. Everyone's got their own woes and things to worry about. You know, turning 24. You know, you're supposed to mess around in your 20s, right? You're supposed to make mistakes and get into trouble and things like that. So I've kind of resigned myself to do some sort of Hail Mary, because when I quit my job, that was kind of my Hail Mary. I was like, I'm going to get into drawing and I'm going to succeed. Whether I crash or burn is up to life to decide. You know, I'll just continue ramming my head against the wall and see what sticks and what doesn't. I like drawing. Do I have fun drawing? I would say it depends. It depends. Do I have fun with the YouTube channel though? Is I've had a lot of ups and downs with the YouTube channel over the past 6 months. I've deleted a lot of videos. I've been excited about making a lot of videos. And you know, it's like every creative endeavor, it requires a certain amount of understanding. It requires a certain amount of discipline, requires a certain amount of willpower. And I've toyed with deleting the YouTube channel and not doing much, and just focusing on my drawing instead of the YouTube. But I feel as if that's a disservice to myself and the things that I want to set out to do. So in the future, yes, I will continue with my art, although I can't really ascertain what the future is. I do want to continue with my art. I do want to get monetized on the YouTube. I do want to monetize my channel, perhaps through Patreon, through the memberships. And I mainly just want to have people, you know, learn something, you know, and I want to pass on, you know, my art. I want to pass something down. I think that's the most important thing, is that even if I help like just one single person who's like struggling with their art progress, or I learned to change even one person's viewpoint, I think that's enough. I don't really care about likes or views or cutting my videos into certain lengths just to put an ad on it, or taking sponsorships. I don't really agree with sponsorships and things like that. So of course I need monetization, right? I don't want to be not monetized, but YouTube puts ads on everything, so there's no reason for me to disable monetization. And maybe in the future I'll do something like Patreon or something. But that's my thoughts on the channel, my thoughts on the future, my thoughts on my art in general, some information that I don't know if anyone was asking for. I just decided to give out. But anyways, I want to thank everyone, subscriber or not subscriber, everyone who's been liking my videos, everyone who's even just given a single view to any of my videos. Thank you for the support. I'm going to keep doing it even if there was no support. Just want to help people out. Just want to get my art out there. And, you know, I just want to enjoy what I'm doing, you know, make some mistakes, take some chances. That's what life's about. I have a lot of future ideas for videos and such like that, so stay tuned. I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank everyone for supporting. I hope everyone has a great day, night, afternoon, month, day, year, whatever. Just want to have everyone, I want to just wish everyone a good day. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.